All right, let's jump right in. In the next few minutes, we're going to break down a critical intelligence report that could honestly mean the difference between profit and loss for your business in 2026. We are talking about a logistics environment that is more volatile than anything we've seen in a long, long time. Let's get to it.
And I really want to start with this question, pointed directly at you. Because what's happening right now isn't just another headline. It's the single biggest disruption to global shipping and energy since the 1970s. So the real question is, what are you going to do about it?
So, where's all this coming from? Well, the epicenter of this whole crisis is the partial closure of the Strait of Hormuz. What started out as a regional conflict has sent this massive shockwave across the entire global economy. And believe me, it is hitting your freight invoices right now.
Now just let this number sink in for a second. 20%. We're talking about roughly 1/5 of the entire world's daily oil supply moving through this one tiny waterway. With that traffic now ground to a near halt, the ripple effects were, you guessed it, immediate and incredibly severe. And this is the direct consequence. If you're running a business, this isn't some abstract geopolitical thing. It's a direct hit to your bottom line. We're seeing costs just climbing and climbing across air, ocean, and land, all at the exact same time.
And wow, this chart just lays out the chaos in air freight. With major Gulf carrier hubs basically offline, capacity has just vanished. Key lanes from Asia to Europe and North America have surged anywhere from 50 to 65%. And for some sectors, like Indian pharma, rates spiked nearly 400% in just 48 hours. Insane. And it is not just planes, not by a long shot. Ocean carriers like Maersk and Hapag-Lloyd are slapping on emergency fuel surcharges of $300 to $400 on every single container moving on long-haul routes. That is a massive, immediate jump in your landed costs. So the Hormuz shockwave is a huge problem on its own, right? But here's the kicker. It's not happening in a vacuum. It's actually colliding with a bunch of other major pressures, creating what you could only call a global perfect storm for logistics. Let's hop over to the US for a second. A huge regulatory shift just happened. That $800 de minimis rule, the one that allowed all those small parcels to come in tax-free, it's gone. This completely rewrites the economics for cross-border e-commerce, wiping out a huge advantage that platforms like Temu and Shein were built on. Meanwhile, over in Europe, a major green regulation is now fully in play. It's called the Emissions Trading System, and it means carriers now have to pay for 100% of their carbon emissions on any voyage that touches the EU. Basically, it's a mandatory carbon tax for shipping, and it's here to stay.
So what does that actually mean for your wallet? Well, carriers are passing this cost directly on to you. You can now expect a permanent surcharge of $50 to $150 per container for all of your European trade. This isn't temporary. It's a new structural cost of doing business. And on top of all of that, the U.S. trucking market is getting super tight, with spot rates up 23%. Plus, almost 1 in every 7 truckloads is being rejected, which forces shippers into that much more expensive spot market. And of course, you've got the usual seasonal rushes in Asia creating even more bottlenecks. It's just a pileup of problems.
Okay, so we've laid out this perfect storm hitting global logistics. It's a pretty daunting picture, I know. But understanding the problem is just step one. The good news is there is a clear playbook with concrete actions you can take this week to build some real resilience and protect your business. Let's get into your proactive playbook.
Here they are, the 5 key moves. From building up buffer stock of your most important products to getting smarter about who you work with and locking in rates, these are the strategies that are going to separate the survivors from the casualties in 2026.
And this quote from the Locada report, it really just nails it. If you are relying on a single freight forwarder, a single carrier for a critical trade lane, you are incredibly vulnerable right now. Diversifying who you work with isn't just good advice anymore. It is an absolute necessity. Now, let's talk about the real game changer in navigating all this chaos. The modern playbook isn't just about good strategy. It's powered by technology. Specifically, it's about moving from being reactive to being predictive by using AI. So what the heck is AI predictive tracking? Think of it like this. It's the difference between your GPS telling you you are in a traffic jam versus it telling you traffic jam ahead in 2 miles, take this exit now. It's about seeing the future, not just reporting on what already happened. It gives you time to actually do something.
And look, this isn't just some tech buzzword. It has a proven, measurable impact on the bottom line. We are talking a 20 to 50% drop in supply chain errors and a 25 to 40% cut in administrative costs. In a market like this, that kind of efficiency is a powerful competitive advantage. It's a lifeline.
Okay, this is where we bring it all home. This is your action plan. We've distilled it all down into the 3 most critical questions you need to be asking your logistics provider, like this week. First up, ask them about AI. But don't just take their word for it. The key phrase here, the magic words, are "show me." A truly capable provider should be able to pull up your account and demonstrate exactly how their system proactively flagged risks on your shipments in the past, not just give you some marketing fluff. Second, with the Hormuz crisis in full swing, you need to know their plan B. Ask for their documented contingency plan. And, this part is crucial, their service level agreement, their promise on how quickly they will notify you when your cargo has to be rerouted. If they don't have a documented answer, they're just making it up as they go. And finally, demand transparency. Follow the money. Ask them exactly how they are calculating and passing on those new EU carbon taxes. Having those costs broken out separately on your invoice is the only way you can benchmark them against other providers and make sure you are getting a fair price. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. In the chaos of 2026, your supply chain is no longer just a line item on a spreadsheet. It is either a critical vulnerability that threatens your entire business, or it's a powerful competitive advantage. The choice is yours.